Well. What do you know? Cedar Point just announced a new roller coaster that's opening up in 2025. And guess what? It's not Top Thrill 2. That is the crazy part. This is Siren's Curse, a brand new Vekoma Tilt coaster, and it's record breaking. It's the tallest, longest, and fastest tilt coaster in North America. And it's going to be located in between Valraven and Millennium Force, right across from Iron Dragon, where the old Cedar Point dorms used to be located. And Cedar Point is going to be relocating the perimeter road to fit in this awesome looking coaster. My name is Brandon, and welcome to my channel, Theme Park Recommendations. I'm going to share all my thoughts with you on Siren's Curse and a different format video for you because apparently I just got a copyright strike for uploading Siren's Curse's video and posting it on my channel, just like most of us content creators do. So I'm not going to be showing you guys any B-roll with this. I know a lot of people want to know my thoughts, so I want to at least share my thoughts with everyone without having basically anything that Cedar Point can get me on, because I don't want to get a copyright strike, obviously. So I will link the B-roll and the website for Siren's Curse in this video for your convenience to definitely check it out. It's interesting because down in Codaland in Austin, Texas, they're building Circuit Breaker, another Vekoma Tilt coaster. So I'm very intrigued by Cedar Point's plan. Will they be opening this before Circuit Breaker, and which one will open up first? Because apparently Cedar Point is a little bit larger. So it's great that Cedar Point and Codaland are both opening up tilt coasters. But here's the interesting thing, and that is Siren's Curse was never intended for Cedar Point. This coaster was first developed and purchased by Energylandia, and then at the last second they canceled the project. Then Six Flags purchased it, and this was the exact coaster that was shipped down to Six Flags Mexico, because we saw the red Vekoma track in the parking lot waiting for construction. But apparently Six Flags Mexico did not get the proper approval to build the coaster because we know nothing about it anymore, and there's even articles out there stating this. So at the very last second, Six Flags, which now owns obviously Cedar Fair Parks and the Six Flags Parks, decided that this tilt coaster makes the most sense by going to Cedar Point in 2025. Now, overall, the ride looks fantastic. I really am digging it. I like the placement of it. That first drop or the tilt and then that twist looks phenomenal. You have two inversions. The tallest point of the ride is 160 feet. Speeds are 58 miles an hour. And the coaster just offers under 3,000 foot of track. Now, if you're in the market for some new coaster gear, then check out my online merch store at keepridingcoasters.com, where you'll find affordable and comfortable coaster merch designed by myself, and I really do appreciate all the support. Once again, that's keepridingcoasters.com. Now, here's where things get really interesting. We know that Top Thrill 2 opened up for 6 days in 2024, and now it's basically going to be marketed as new for 2025. So why would they build a new tilt coaster to open up the same year? I think it's very smart for the park to do that, but it's also telling, in my opinion. I feel like Cedar Point knows going forward that Top Thrill 2 might be causing them more issues long term than they anticipated, and what's a better way to kind of ease the blow of this new coaster not opening very much in 2025, let's say, when you have a brand new tilt coaster pretty much right next to it that's going to be more reliable, and people are going to be going to the park to experience not just Top Thrill 2, but also Siren's Curse, their new coaster. I think it's very smart for them to do it, I think. But again, it's very telling as far as I don't think Cedar Point has much confidence in Zamperla and Top Thrill 2. Just saying. The future of that ride really concerns me. I really am worried about what's going to happen with Top Thrill 2 in the future. 2025 is a make or break year for that attraction. Now, another interesting thing that you probably noticed is that the stage next to Iron Dragon has been removed to make way for this coaster. And I think that that's a good idea because that area by Corkscrew where the Matterhorn and Scrambler used to be located, in my opinion, makes the most sense for that stage to get built at. I feel like that'll look really good at the end of the main midway area of the park and probably allow more space for people to sit there and watch the show other than walking through the midway. Now with Siren's Curse, Cedar Point now will offer more roller coasters in the entire world at one park that offer a vertical drop or steeper. You're talking Maverick, Steel Vengeance, Val Raven, Top Thrill 2, and now Siren's Curse. That stat right there is insane to me, and I love it. Now, obviously, the big concerns with Siren's Curse is the capacity. 2 trains, and the capacity, again, is going to be a major concern. But remember, Siren's Curse was never built for Cedar Point. That's why we've seen a very limited marketing display for the ride leading up to the announcement. And it's a late announcement for Cedar Point because usually Cedar Point announces their new coasters in late July, August, maybe very, very early September. But now it's the middle of September. And again, this is a last minute decision. So I really hope that Cedar Point can get Siren's Curse open for opening day 2025. Now, one really cool thing about the trains is that they're going to feature onboard audio, which I really love that. And they do offer the overhead vest restraints, but honestly, it's not that bad. You really can't feel it too much, so I'm not too concerned with that. But capacity is the big one, as well as I'm not a huge fan of the colors. To me, it just reminds me of like Top Thrill 2. It just blends in too much. But we have to remember, again, this was not intended for Cedar Point, which makes me all more intrigued about the park's future because now that we have Siren's Curse in 2025, as well as Top Thrill 2 in 2025, I don't think we'll see a new coaster open up at Cedar Point until at least 2028, which is not a bad thing. And to make even things more intriguing, the Snake River Falls plot of land is still in question as to what's going to get built there. Will we see some flat rides being added or maybe a water ride down the road? Who knows? But Cedar Point's future, I'm really intrigued by it, and I really do like this coaster for the park. I just really feel like it's a solid addition, and overall the placement, yes, it's next to Val Raven. They both kind of do the same thing with the tilt drop type of thing, but in the end of the day, it's a new coaster, and the GP are going to love this ride. They're going to eat it up, and there's going to be 13 airtime moments on this coaster, so I'm all for that one. Overall, it's not the biggest coaster, and honestly, I feel like this coaster would have done better at parks like Carowinds, Six Flags Magic Mountain, Valley Fair, or even Kings Island. So it's an interesting placement. I really feel like if Top Thrill 2 was open all year for 2024, we would not be getting this coaster in 2025. I just don't see how it's possible. It doesn't make sense. Siren's Curse is there to buffer the issues for Top Thrill 2 in 2025 since it might be down more than Cedar Point would like it to be. Now, if you're planning a trip to Cedar Point, then you have to check out my top 10 recommended things that you have to do at Cedar Point when you visit. With that being said, what are your thoughts on Siren's Curse? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.